Have you ever stopped to wonder what exactly it means to be you? Not your name, not your story, not the collection of thoughts swirling through your head, but you, the one who's aware of all of it. You see, most of us live as if we are the body. We say, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm getting old. But the body changes every few years. It's an ongoing exchange of atoms, a flowing river of flesh and bone. If you were truly the body, then every time a cell died, a little part of you would die too. But notice something. You've watched your body change your whole life, from childhood, adolescence, to adulthood. If you can watch the change, you can't be the thing changing. The eyes see the world, but the eyes can't see themselves. Even in a mirror, what you see is just a reflection, not the eyes directly. So who is seeing the eyes? The mind. The mind says, my eyes are beautiful, or my eyes are weak. The mind observes the body, so the mind must be the seer and the body the seen. But let's not stop there. You can also observe your own mind. You can say, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm anxious. If you can observe happiness, sadness, and anxiety, then you can't be those states. You must be the one aware of them. So the mind is also seen. And what sees the mind? Awareness itself, the witness. And here's the miracle. The witness can never be seen, because it's the light by which everything else is seen. You can't shine a flashlight on the bulb that's already given the light. You can't use awareness to make awareness an object. That's why every mystic, every sage, every teacher eventually says, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are the awareness in which both appear and disappear. If you can see this clearly, if you can rest in that recognition, then right now you are free. Not after a lifetime of practice, not after 1,000 lifetimes of meditation, now. Because the one that seeks enlightenment is part of the dream. That's the one watching and seeking that's already awake. Trying to see God is like using your eyes to look at your own eyes. You can't do it, because you are the thing you're looking for. And that's exactly what Vedanta points to. The ego keeps saying, one day I'll awaken. But awareness whispers, you never slept. You've only been dreaming that you were the dreamer. See, this isn't about denying the world. Advaita doesn't tell you to shut your eyes or silence your thoughts. It says, open them, look directly. See that the world you experience is always appearing to awareness. That your body, your mind, your senses, all of it is seen. But you, the seer, are never seen. And that seer, that witness, isn't locked away in meditation or hidden in the Himalayas. It's what's looking out your eyes right now. Close your eyes, awareness remains. Open them, awareness remains. Thoughts come, awareness remains. Thoughts go, awareness remains. The constant behind every change. So the question isn't how to become enlightened, it's can you see that you already are? The mind can't grasp this because it's not meant to. It's like a wave trying to swallow the ocean. But the moment you stop trying to understand it, you realize you were never the wave. You were the ocean all along. So if you can see yourself not as the body, not as the mind, but as pure consciousness, then right now, not tomorrow, not after years of practice, you are free now. And the one who realizes this was never bound in the first place.